The other thing I want to talk about today, and we've got some ideas on this, is these final little things that have to do with Mblex and licensing and career pathway. And some discussion around that. And Tanya is actually going to, it's busy, but it's not over at the spa. So she's at the desk and she's actually gonna take you one or two at a time and have you sit at the desk with her and actually walk you through the websites where you do all this stuff. You can take your Mblex now at any time. They have not instituted the rules where you have had to graduate first before you can take it. So you can still take it. What occurs is that you go to the Federation of State Massage Boards website. There's a Mblex tab. I've showed this to you at least twice before. You click on that and you have to set up an account and apply. This is what Tanya is actually going to show you what it looks like. Then you, of course, you have to pay a fee, right? Once you apply, and I think it's $265. Once you apply, then the school has to send in an authorization from us that you're eligible to test, which means that you have covered everything. We have covered everything with you that's on the test. Then they will authorize you to test. You'll get an email about that. And then you will schedule your test with a different company called Pearson VUE. So we've got the Mblex website, we've got, then there's the Pearson VUE website, which you're gonna go and schedule your test. And there's a test site in Lansing, and there's one at Big Beaver down in Troy. They will give you, they'll send back, you know, dates available, and then you'll pick your date and you'll do all that. It's similar to what you did with your esthetician.
Right, it's the same PSI, right? It's on 8 Mile, I think it's Southfield.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, there's one, there might be one over there too.
Okay.
All right, so, okay, that's the Mblex. That's part of the licensing. This is where people get confused. At the same time, you need to go to the State of Michigan website, open another account, and there you will make an application for your licensing. What happens with that is that when you pass the Mblex, then they will forward that directly to your account in Lansing. If you don't have this account set up, then this gets lost in the ethers someplace. I mean, you can go find it, you can get that, but we suggest you kind of get these going at the same time. They will also send you an email link where you go and get your fingerprints done. And you have to do them again. You know, it's just part of, even if you've had fingerprints from someplace else, you have to do those again. The school has to send in your transcript and a curriculum, there's a curriculum something form we have to send in for you. These all go into your file, and they'll let you know, or you can log in, they'll let you know, okay, your Mblex was posted. The school sent in their stuff. You paid your fee. You got your fingerprints, you're ready to go. All right, if you don't have something, then you'll know what it is that you need to go find and track. State's been really good. It was horrible a few years ago, but they've got it sorted out, and Tanya's made excellent connections with the person there, so if there are any snags. Licenses have been issued pretty fast. So if you start looking at getting registered for the Mblex and all that kind of stuff in March, we can send in your authorization to graduate, all that kind of stuff in April. You'll already have taken your test if you wanna do that, and you'll be set to go. Now, if there is, there are requirements to graduate. So one of them is having all of your tests done. Another one is tuition, and another one is attendance, and all those down there. We work with you individually if there's some issue there. We'll make those decisions if we have to do something unique for an individual, for something unusual that's going on. We'll make those decisions one-on-one, and we'll make those towards the end of March on what's going on with that. So, what Tanya's gonna do with you is sit down with you, one or two at a time, and actually walk through this. Now, we get hung up. When I've done this with you before on Zoom, I get hung up because I'm already licensed, and it won't let me go through all of the different pieces, and same with the Mblex, and she's the one that processes all this paperwork, all of this posting stuff that goes with it. If it still feels overwhelming, and like on one of these days in March that's coming up, she can actually walk you through it, so that, just keep that in mind, that we've got time to do that. Where people get confused is they think if they've done the Mblex, then they're done. They're not. You gotta do both. Now, there's money. This one is $265, I think, and this one's about that too.
So we're paying for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And remember at the beginning of the year, I told you need to have about $600 stashed, cause that's what these two things do. Now, there's not a requirement to be, insured, but you're gonna wanna do that. We've tentatively already signed you up with student membership with AMTA. They have a transition, fee that's really good, that includes your insurance. The other insurance you might wanna take a look at is through the Association of Massage and Bodywork Professionals. So that, if you did that, they have a payment plan where you can pay monthly on that, but it's about $225 a year. That's not bad for insurance and all that.
You get the classes too with that.
Oh yeah,
Get your
you
CEs
get
and
all, you
everything.
can get all of your continuing education free.
Yeah.
Not that I don't wanna see you, but whether you go with ABMP or AMTA, they have enough continuing education so that it's 18 hours. Once you get licensed, then it's 18 hours a year, every 3 years. Every licensing cycle, every licensing cycle. You have already had your human trafficking. The other piece you'll have to get on your own is an implicit bias class. And there's a ton of those available. Just you can do it online. It used to be you couldn't. You had to do it in live, but they changed that. There's actually something coming up that the AMTA is doing. Michigan, AMTA Michigan, I'd have to find the exact dates on that. It's a student day, and I think they're offering an implicit bias class.
Don't forget with the Mblex and licensing is also the thumbprint scan.
Yeah, that's correct. You have to do your fingerprints.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Just the thumbs.
I think I said that, Logan.
Yeah, where be you?
And where do you go for that?
They will tell you there are centers all over the place.
Usually the main one's called Identigo, and that's like Port Huron, Lansing, what's that one place called? Mount Clemens.
Yeah, there's a lot of them around, and you just go in, it's all electronic, and you know, and then they send it directly to the state.
Wow. Yeah.
So, okay, so we've got a plan in place to work through that, and there's always a million questions. Can you believe we're actually for real on this now? It's that close, that close. You know, and we can continue to help you through all of that. I have actually read the license to you guys, it was a while ago, but showed you what's in our scope of practice and all that kind of stuff, and we are licensed as health professions. So if you're looking on the LARA, L-A-R-A, LARA website for Michigan, you're gonna wanna look under health professions. That's where you're gonna see massage therapy listed. Some states it's different, you know, sometimes they're under the nursing board, sometimes they're under the chiropractic board, sometimes they have their own board like Michigan does, sometimes under cosmetology, you know, they're all over the place on where that is. But in Michigan, we're licensed as a health profession and we have our own independent board. And I've had people, once everything is in play, they'll send you your license email, and it's like less than a week. But you're gonna wanna think in your head a month, but they've had it like almost, have you had to do your renewal yet?
Almost, it's next year.
Yeah. It's slick. They put a lot of investment into their software program stuff, so it goes really fast. Okay. In your syllabus, we have something called Module 10. And that's technically what we're starting today. And it combines Chapter 2 in Fundamentals and Chapter 13 in Fundamentals. And it will cover in that what it's like to work in a wellness industry, what it's like to work in medical care, what it's like to work in sport. Those are the three main areas. And then in the business chapter, Chapter 2, it talks specifically about work, business, acumen, how you need to be and act and what you need to do, regardless if you're self-employed or employed. That's the first part of the chapter. The second part of the chapter says, okay, if you're gonna be an employee, this is how you wanna develop your career, here's what this is gonna be like. And then if you're gonna be self-employed, that's what this looks like. A lot of people do both. They'll have an employment situation, and then they will also have a side thing. And so we want to make sure that you have some understanding around all of